Good morning. This is a meditative practice intended primarily for alleviating and working through the wave of negative emotion and the chaotic stream of thoughts that can rush in and flood the mind in the morning. Paradoxically, this can be worse after you've slept quite well. You've had a deep and restful sleep, and upon waking, perhaps with some frustration and disappointment, finding that a powerful surge of these negative thoughts and feelings rushes into the experience. So firstly, knowing that you are not alone in this, many people have found this phenomena, and also just a knowing that there are methods and practices that will allow us to regain a sense of control and an inner peace. This practice that we will go through today expands the capacity of the body and mind to be able to allow for, to accept, and to process this potentially upsetting energy that rises or rushes in to our conscious awareness in the morning. This practice will retrain the body and mind so that this phenomena won't affect you quite so much and eventually won't bother you at all. So beginning with just a sense of being. Just a sense of centering your attention into the here and now. Just an opening of your awareness to what already is. For now, not really engaging so much with the emotions or the content of the mind, but instead simply bringing the attention into the present moment. Just the reality of what is now. There is no future. There is no next moment. And there is no past. There is no previous moment. There is only this moment now. So in your experience, just an opening to what is. A sense of being. You can use the senses to naturally notice all that is occurring now. and recognize the tranquility of this now. There is a stillness to it, a calmness. Even if there is noise or movement within your environment in this morning, just allow only the now. And noticing even of the noise and the movement arising entirely within the now. And if you find that your mind keeps wandering to thoughts of the future or thoughts of the past, rushing to thoughts of how the day is going to go, feelings of I can't cope with this, these feelings are too strong, how will I manage my day if my feelings are this powerful? Just recognizing that it's only ever the present moment. It will only be the present moment throughout the entire day, and anything that happens in the present moment can be dealt with, can be accepted, can be allowed, and can be dealt with. Very good. And just a sense of focusing on the sensations of breathing. Just an allowing of the breath to rise and fall. Noticing the sensation, but placing no opinion or analysis on the sensation of breathing. Just an allowing, an accepting. Very good. Now, allow for any of the emotions, any of the feelings, and even any of the thoughts that are rising up that we would ordinarily associate or interpret as being negative. Those emotions we would rather are not there. There can be a fear, an anxiety, a restlessness, perhaps dark feelings of sorrow, grief, shame, guilt, anger, rage. Just for this time now, just allow all of them. They're already here. No more burying, no more repressing. Just an expanded open allowing and acceptance of these emotions. Feel into it. And don't panic. No panic. An emotion is just an emotion. It cannot harm you. Just an allowing. You may have been dealing with these emotions for some time, and it causes a panic and a fear of the emotion itself, but just you are perfectly safe here. Perfectly safe. You have the capacity for this. So don't go up into the mind so much. Going into the mind, the cognition, trying to fix things, trying to bury things, trying to run away from things. Just for this practice now, don't go up into the mind. Instead, go down into the feeling. If the particular emotions that flood into your experience are confusing for you in the morning, it can help to name the emotion. It is entirely possible to feel awful and yet not actually know exactly what it is that we are feeling. How curious. So just feeling into it with courage and a sense of open acceptance of this feeling. It is okay for this feeling to rise now, and see if it's possible to just assess what exactly is it that I'm feeling. What is the precise quality of this emotion? And it can feel quite unpleasant. It may even feel unbearable. But just allow for this in this moment, just now. No implications of anything, no mind activity required to heal this. Just a feeling into the exact nature of the emotion that we would rather not feel. And just applying a loving, compassionate awareness to this feeling. A sense of it's okay to be here. There is a reason this emotion wants to be felt. And it's already there, so just an allowing to give the emotion the space that it is longing for. And a deep knowing, you don't have to like this, it doesn't have to be pleasant. It is the unpleasant nature and quality of the emotion that is the reason that we have pushed it down, and why it seeks your attention in the morning. You have slept well and therefore have the energy to process this. This is why the emotion has arisen for you in this morning. And now the emotion is free to be seen, and it is seen by being felt. Now this is a very powerful practice in itself. A naming and then an allowing. Through a loving and compassionate awareness. And to deepen the healing of this now. Expanding awareness into the neutral, open, empty space around you, and allowing the emotion to expand. But there is no forcing or hurrying here. This emotion needs the freedom to stay as long as it needs to stay. And through the expanding of awareness to the space around you, the neutral, clear, open, empty space, it gives a freedom and an open field for these constricted emotions that may have been locked up in a claustrophobic, tight, dense place. So through the open expansiveness, the coolness, the calmness of the awareness within this present moment, everything is allowed. And so now aware of this emotion, and also aware that the presence of this feeling does not have to disturb your peace. In the same way that a dark cloud does not disturb the sky, it is just there. Allow for this emotion in its entirety, as deep and dark and ugly as it may feel. A loving acceptance is equally beautiful in the light of awareness. So be this light. A light that will never abandon this feeling. Will not escape from this feeling by rushing up into the mind. Will not bury or avoid this feeling through activities, substances, excessive narratives, and a knowing that nothing has to change in order to heal this emotion, other than a shift in the perspective by which we approach the emotion, the elevated perspective, expanded, an opening of the awareness that gives space for the emotion to breathe. Now truly recognize the power, the ever peaceful nature of the conscious awareness that you are. You have the power to observe all of these emotions and apply the unconditional love to body and mind, and say, yes, you too can be here. And through this, the resistance to pain is diminished. The chaos and franticness of the mind is diminished. And by no longer being afraid, by no longer trying to get away from the emotions, the emotions are no longer a problem. They just are. Nothing disturbs the space of awareness, just as no weather disturbs the sky. The sky is open, expansive, able to contain all and remain unharmed. Feel into the emotion. No more escaping, just allowing it to be as it is. You may find it expands a little, then contracts back. Do not be frustrated by this. There is a process involved. these emotions may have been buried for some time, and so will need some apparent time to expand, be released, and ultimately dissolve and evaporate. And that is our practice for this morning. You can spend as much time as you need doing this, and recognize that this practice is available to you at all times, not just in the morning, any time the emotion rises. And recognize it's ultimately a good thing that these emotions feel safe now to rise into your awareness. It won't feel good. It can feel incredibly painful and unsettling, but now is the time to welcome these feelings. It's a good sign that they feel safe to come up into the light of awareness, to feel the love and acceptance that they may have never felt. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me this morning. I hope that has given a little more space to have a freer, more peaceful, happier, healthier day. Well done. It's not easy, I know. Keep going. I know it's tough, but keep going. One day this won't bother you anymore. Take care. Be well. And stay present.